Hello and welcome to Sports Gazette, where we bring you weekly highlights of sports, both local and international, without forgetting Legend of the Week and Media Review. In today's program, we're going to have TFF authorized Okwi to be Simba's player, the Kinondoni Basketball League, Balotelli in the headlines again, and as usual, we're going to have Legend of the Week. My name is Sebastian Kolowa, inviting you to stay with me from the beginning to the end of the show. Let's start with local sports, which is filled with issues of Okwi. Marcio Maximos, as always, he talks on Friday, and he talked again, and the Kinondoni Basketball League. Simba supporters and members are happy now that Emmanuel Okwi is there once again. The Ugandan who helped Simba in the 5-0 win against Yanga left them Simbazi-based team to join their rivals Yanga last season. After a few humps and bumps, the player has been authorized by TFF to play for Simba once again, and he has started with luck on his side following a 3-0 win against Kenya's Gor Mahia club on Saturday. Simba fans and supporters believe that Okwi will help them win the trophy, while Yanga fans and management believes that Okwi is a traitor who only cares about money and nothing else. The acting managing director of Kinondoni Basketball Association, Brighton Safari, said Pazi reached the finals after defeating Oilers 62-35, while Chui defeated Don Bosco Bay by 76 baskets to 54. Safari said the finals will be preceded by a second runners-up match between Don Bosco Bay and Oilers. He also said that 4 teams which perform well in the league will participate in the Dar es Salaam Basketball League (RBA), which is expected to start soon.
Not players that come just for Tanzania, even Tanzania players, if you go to play in Europe or South America or Central America or Asia, you need to give time to them to adapt. It's very early to judge players, very early. And for me, personal, as coach, nobody more than me want a better performance for all players. Nobody more than me. Nobody exigence more than me. You know, I exigence all the time. But you also, for another side, I should understand the correct time to do it. You should understand the correct time to do it. That's why I told they come taratibu, kidogo. It's nothing you get so early. Everything that you get so early, you lose so early as well. It's better sometime you come kidogo but solid than come Araca and lose Araca as well. Miskia?
The acting director of management of basketball Dar es Salaam, BD, told the press today that Azam have agreed to sponsor the league. The vice president of BD, Richard Julius, said that BD, in association with Azam, have organized a special night for basketball which will have 2 matches that will involve women and men all-stars. The night will also feature other events like slam dunk competition, 3-point shootout, skills challenge. Azam's representative, Geoffrey Less, said that the aim of Azam is to ensure development of basketball and that more players are involved in playing the sport. Tanzania is to send 3 drivers to participate in the World Driver Championship, which will involve Scania and other heavy-duty vehicles drivers from all over the world. The process of getting the 3 representatives of Tanzania is scheduled to be done at the Tanganyika Packers Carway soon. The participants will be obtained from 5 drivers who will be filtered to get the best 3 who will participate in the World Driver Championship.
The prize is then for number 1, competing with all the other countries, both from Namibia, Botswana, and of course also in South Africa. There's a lot of different regions in South Africa. So all of them will meet end of November, last weekend in November, for the big final. And they will do the same competition like we do here, but in a bigger scale. And of course the winner at that time, he will have 50,000 rand, the winner. And the second one will have 30,000, the third one 15,000 rand, and then number 4 and number 5, 5,000 rand. And it's a supermarket voucher that they will receive. And of course that's trigger a lot. Not only that, we will also invite the drivers and also, of course, the owner of this company. And there will also be a lot of media there. And it's a good publicity also for our customers and for the driver.
Portugal have proven that without Ronaldo they can do nothing. Congratulations to Select, on the other hand, the Croatian who just lifted the US Open. It's time now for the Legend of the Week. And this week we have another female legend who was very peculiar in the Olympics of her time.
Nadia Camaneci made Olympic history in the Games of 1976. She was born to fly. Nadia Elena Camaneci was born in Romania on November 12, 1961. Her name means hope, but her grandmother thought it should have meant luck because when she was born, she had a rare and large birth defect that the doctor said she had a rare chance of surviving. One morning, the defect had disappeared. The second lucky incident occurred a week after Nadia left the hospital. There was a big storm that night and the roof was covered in ice. Her grandfather decided to pick her up, and a second later the roof collapsed directly on her bed. Nadia would have been killed. Nadia's luck continued when Bella Caroli came to her school when she was only 6 years old, asking if anyone could do a cartwheel. Nadia immediately raised her hand and was soon training at Onesti's School of Gymnastics. She went from swinging on trees to branch to soaring on bars. Nadia was quiet and rarely stood out from the other gymnasts. She always did more than she was asked to do and liked the feeling of improvement. Due to Bella's size, her coach was a great spotter. Nadia had the courage to try more and more difficult skills without fear. She trusted Bella with her life in the gym. He never ever let his gymnasts hit the ground. Nadia was only 9 at her first big gymnastics competition, the 1970 National Championships. She of course wanted to do well, but that didn't happen. Her first event was beam, and she fell off 3 times. To her, that only meant she needed to work harder. After Nadia's failure came her first success. At the 1972 Friendship Cup, Nadia was 10 years old. Her team was competing against other gymnasts that were in their late teens and early 20s. In the end, Nadia won all-around gold and her team won all-around silver. For the next 3 years, she grew stronger, more focused, and more powerful with each day, month, and year. At the European Championships, Nadia won 4 gold medals, including the all-around European title. By age 14, when Nadia had qualified for the 1976 Olympics, she had already chosen her path. She was doing exactly what she had wished. In the Olympic Village, Nadia saw for the first time in her life pizza, cottage cheese, peanut butter, and breakfast cereal. As Nadia performed her uneven parallel bar routine, she never imagined that she was about to make gymnastics history. After bars, when Nadia was preparing for her next event, which was beam, she wasn't aware when her score flashed on the scoreboard of a 1.00. Everyone was silent and confused until the Swedish judge held up 10 fingers. The scoreboards were unable to flash a score of a perfect 10. Nadia received 6 more perfect 10s for a total of 7 in the Montreal Olympic Games. In the end, Nadia won all-around gold, gold on bars and beam, bronze on floor, and made history. She felt a sense of accomplishment, but there was practice, training, and more competitions ahead. By not exposing the gymnastics team to the media, Nadia had no idea she was a hero back in her country, Romania. Although her team received awards personally from the president, nothing in Nadia's life had changed. Romania was a communist country run by Ceausescu and his wife Elena. They ruled with an iron fist, created unfair and brutal laws, controlled Romania and the people who lived in it. Nadia was ashamed and embarrassed because she had made history, but was still struggling for food and a home to keep warm. In the winter, her entire family would sleep in the kitchen because they didn't have enough money to heat the whole house. Nadia won more gold medals and more perfect 10s at various competitions in the 1980 Olympics. In 1981, during a United States exhibition tour called Nadia 81, Bella and his family could not live any longer being ruled by Q and the Romanian government. They decided to risk their lives and defect from Romania. They left behind their families, friends, homes, and all of their belongings for a better life in America. When Nadia ended her gymnastics career, she graduated with a sports diploma and worked for the Gymnastics Federation. One day, Nadia realized that she had reached a dead end. She realized that she could either be like all the other people in Romania, silently screaming around her, or give herself permission to have a voice, to decide how her life would go. She realized that if she wanted her own dreams, she had to leave Romania for a better life. By the time Nadia was 28 in 1989, she got up the courage to leave her family and defect from Romania. Nadia and 6 others made it through the Romanian police, but when they reached the Hungarian border, the Hungarian police department caught them. They read the group's identification papers and immediately said that Nadia would be allowed to stay. As for the rest of them, they would be jailed and deported back to Romania. Nadia was not going to let this happen. She told the police that if her group was sent back, she would go with them. We came as a group and will leave as a group. Gymnastics had taught Nadia to be a team player, and in this case, her team was made up with defectors. The police officer agreed, and they were all allowed to stay. In the United States, Nadia was reunited with an Olympic gymnast she had met many years before named Bart Connor. After 4 years of dating and 5 years after her defection, Bart and Nadia were married back in Romania, her home country. QCQ was no longer ruling, and she was welcomed with waving signs and flower bouquets. The new president himself invited them to hold their wedding in Romania with the reception at the Parliamentary Palace. In 1996, Nadia Camaneci was inducted into the Gymnastics Hall of Fame, and in 1999, ABC News and Ladies' Home Journal honored her as one of the 100 most important women of the 20th century. There are 2 gymnastics moves on the uneven bars named after Nadia. The first is called the Camaneci Salto, where the gymnast lets go of the bar, performs a straddled front somersault, and re-grasps the same bar. The second skill is the Camaneci dismount, which in 1976 was the most difficult and complex dismount being performed. Nadia and Bart currently run the Bart Connor Gymnastics Academy in Norman, Oklahoma, and have a son, Dylan. They help kids learn new skills and follow their dreams in the sport of gymnastics. Here's a couple pictures of me. Nadia has been my inspiration since I began gymnastics 4 years ago. Thank you for listening.
What a legend, you'll agree with me. Now let's go to media review, and this week we have the issue of Mario Balotelli. When he was coming back to the British Premier League, people were asking themselves, is he going to behave? Has he changed? Well, he has shown who he really is in the match between Liverpool and Wolves. It was a friendly match, though Zidane used to say that they call them friendly matches, but there's nothing friendly about it. Balotelli just showed that. Take a look.